Hi guys, this is Karthik. I'll be solving the second problem from Code Sprint, and just to reply to a few comments from the previous video, guys, I do know how to pronounce Goldman Sachs. Let's get started with the second problem by Maximum Stocks, and it's Goldman Sachs, I know. So the problem is already getting a bit harder, and this particular problem is very tricky by Maximum Stocks because you have already seen hundreds of problems: buy and sell stocks number 1, buy and sell stocks number 2, thank you to InterviewBit and many other companies. All right, so you can read the problem by pausing the video, and then we'll discuss how to solve this. So if you have already given it a thought, here is a spoiler: this is not dynamic programming, and it's much easier than actually dynamic programming. So the problem says that you are given with n days, okay, and on the ith day you can buy at most I stocks. So on the ith day you can buy at most I number of stocks. So on day number 1 you can buy at most 1 stock, on day 2 you can buy at most 2 stocks, and so on till the nth day you can buy at most n stocks on that day. Initially you have k dollars in hand, and you are given what are the prices of the stock at different days. So you are given what was the price of a stock at day number 1, what was the price of stock at day 2, and so until the nth day. You would like to buy as many stocks as possible for you. So guys, one might think, okay, I can do this thing. I could use a dynamic programming solution, and I could try out that buy stock on the ith day. I can try out buying 0 stocks, 1 stocks, 2 stock, and so on till I number of stocks, and I could have a DP solution where one of my dimension would be what day I am currently at. So from the ith day till the nth day, comma, what is the current money in hand. However, this particular DP dimension is going to be huge since k is up to 10 power 12. So we will not go for a DP solution, even though a DP solution is possible, but it is very inefficient given the constraints. We'll try out something better. So the idea is that all I want is the number of stocks should be maximized. Okay, so imagine that you're going to buy some apples or maybe Coke, and you are given n number of shops. Some of the shops are selling Coke for a cheap price, some are selling it for a higher price, and they have different quantities of Coke available with them. From which shop would you like to buy first? You would obviously go to the shop which is selling for the cheapest, right? You would like to buy Coke from the shop which sells at the cheapest price, because that makes the most sense. You simply want Coke, and if one is selling you for 100 rupees while the other one sells you for 50 rupees, you'd like to buy from the person who's selling it to you for a cheaper price. So the idea is the same. First of all, buy the stocks from the day where the overall cost is the cheapest, and buy as many as you can get from that day. So here's the algorithm: buy when cheapest and buy as many as you can. So buy when cheapest and buy as many as you can, and redo till you have money. So that's it, that's the algorithm. So I'll do this thing. I'll buy as many stocks as I can when the stock price is lowest. Secondly, I'll be buying as many stocks as I can when the price is second lowest, and I'll buy as many as I can on that day. And there is a constraint that on ith day I can buy at most I stocks, so I will keep that also in my mind. So let's just code this thing out. It's quite simple. If you have any doubt why this thing works, you can ask me in comments, although I think it is quite intuitive, right? Think about buying Coca-Cola from a shop and you will be able to relate why you should be buying at the cheapest price. It obviously makes sense, right? So again, let's just code this thing out, and guys, feel free to ask any doubts. Don't write anything bad. My parents also read the comment section. Anyway, so we have this vector here, the prices. Let me sort these this particular prices and the day, right? Because that would let me know when is the stock price the cheapest among all the days. So let me have vector pair int. In fact, let me take long. Yeah, let's say hash define long. So there are both pros and cons of coding at HackerRank. Basic idea is I'm simply going to sort this vector A, but I need to keep in mind what day goes where, because that would tell me the constraint on the maximum number of stocks I could buy. So I have a vector pair LL and sorted. What I can do is I could iterate through this array. Integer I goes from 0, I less than I dot size. Sorted. The second thing here in this pair, the second item here is basically helping me keep track of what day it is at which the corresponding price I'm getting a stock for, right? This is the price that I get the stock for, and this is the day on which that price was available to me, right? That helps me know what is the corresponding day and what is the maximum number I could buy. So I'll have a pushback here. Let's say a at I, comma the index I plus 1. All right, now let's just sort this thing out. Also guys, you can think about the DP solution too, and the time complexities and the recurrences. So I've sorted this. Now all I need to do is I need to buy as many stocks as I can. So I'll go from the cheapest day when the price of the stock is as cheap as possible till the end. So sorted dot size, buy as many stocks as possible. And how do I find the maximum number of stocks I could buy? So if I buy k stocks, the price would be k into sorted at I dot first, right? And I if I buy x number of stocks, let's say integer stocks in hand, also I think I'll have to change this to long only because there's a difference between long and long. Anyway, I'll see to that later. Yeah, so stocks in hand x into sorted I dot first. So yeah, if I buy x stocks at this particular day, then this is the what it's going to cost me, and this particular value should be less than equal to the money in hand. Money in hand equals to k. So this thing should be is less than equal to k. That means I could simply divide k by sorted I by first, and that is the number of stocks I could buy. And this is the number of stocks I'm buying. So I can say, okay, stocks in hand. I don't know why don't they have predictive text. Good luck with your interview, guys. Stocks in hand plus equal to, now my money decreases because I just bought a few stocks. So the number of stocks that I just bought, let me say LL buying, the number of stocks I'm going to buy. And k minus equal to buying into the price here. And one last thing we need to take care of is that we don't buy more stocks than actually permitted by the day number, right? So you can buy either this many, so let me take a vector. Basically this A represents the prices at different days. I need to sort this thing out, but I also need to keep track of what day it is, right? So I'll have a vector pair LL comma LL, or maybe LL comma int, because the second thing represents the day number. That would tell me the maximum number of stocks I could buy. And I could say, okay, sorted maybe, yeah. So let me build this thing up. So integer I goes from 0, I less than, I'll be adding this array A into the sorted thing with the prices and the index, because so that once I sort, I can keep track of the day that particular corresponding price was on. Otherwise, if I simply sort A, I would lose track of the day number that price was on. Okay, so I can have sorted dot pushback. I don't know why they don't have predictive text. Good luck with your test, guys. I can definitely not code like this. I really hate this thing out because I need at least name suggestions. Makes it easier. Okay, so we have this thing in my vector and I could now sort it. Now I have k amount of money in hand, and what I need to do is that I need to buy the maximum number of stocks on the cheapest day, right? So let's start from the day when stock price is the lowest. I goes from 0 till n. Now what is the number of stocks that I'm going to buy? So I can either buy S1, that is there are two possibilities, right? I am going to buy as many stocks as possible on that particular day, or I'm going to be limited by the money I have in hand. So if I'm going to buy the maximum number of stocks, that is going to be S1, option number 1 available to me, and I'll say okay, sorted at I dot second, right? That tells me the maximum number of stocks I could buy at this particular day. And the other option is that what is the number of stocks that you could actually buy given the money in hand. So per stock you're going to have a cost. So basically, if you think about it, if you buy X number of stocks, then you're going to pay X into sorted of I dot first, right? This is the cost that this is what it's going to cost you if you buy X number of stocks, and this has to be less than equal to K, the money in hand. And since I want it to be equal to, I'll just make it equal and divide it by sorted dot first. That thing will give me X, the number of stocks, the maximum number of stocks I could buy, and that's it. So I'll say X S2, the second option is K divided by sorted I dot first, the maximum stocks I could buy given the money in hand. Among these two, I'll be buying the smaller of the two. So LL, the number of ones I'm actually buying is limited by either of these two things. And now I know the number of stocks I'm going to buy. So if I know the number of stocks I'm going to buy, I can have a variable, the number of stocks in hand, stocks in hand. I will not keep such big variable names. There's no predictive text in this. Anyways, so stocks in hand plus equal to buy, and I'm going to lose some money because I just paid. So I'm going to lose the number of stocks I buy into the price that was per stock. So sorted of I dot first, this is the number of this is the amount of money that I'm going to pay, and K has to be greater than 0 at all times. That have to be kept in mind. So if ever alright, it won't matter because S2 would then become 0 if K is less than the amount needed to buy one stock. Anyway, at the end I'll simply say return stocks in hand. So hopefully this should run. Let's try it on a sample test case. Also, I don't know why they use long. They should use long. Alright, let's just run the code now. So yeah, it's passing the sample. Let me submit. I hope it passes. Otherwise the video length will increase and I'll get more chances to tell you guys to like, share and subscribe. Alright, it passed. So guys, like, share and subscribe. I'll come up with the next video when we have 10,000 subscribers. Never mind. Make sure that you like, share and subscribe, and thanks for watching. Hope it was helpful to you.